All right, what up? It's Leo here, coming in from Mysore, Mysore in India, which is near Bangalore, which is about 4 hours by bus from Bengaluru. And behind me is the Mysore Palace, very, very fancy palace. Going inside, they basically push you through like cattle, so to speak, because you're going through this lineup. You also have to take off your shoes as well as you go through. Nonetheless, my experience in India so far has been, I think, very much what most tourists experience here. It's a lot of garbage everywhere. You see a lot of trash just scattered around everywhere. Even in this palace, which you would think is well kept, there's basically garbage everywhere. There's constant honking of vehicles. So the vehicles that drive around, the motorbikes and the cars, as they're driving around, they're honking nonstop to indicate where they are and to make sure that nobody crashes. And then as well, you have the animals everywhere. So you have basically dogs absolutely everywhere, as well as the symbolic, the well-known cows walking on the street, okay? That's a thing here. I've been attacked by a cow since I've been here. I basically was trying to take a photo of, there's a cow and then there's the baby of that cow, and the mother cow thought I was a threat, so it literally charged at me, which is very interesting to see. I'll basically explain what I didn't like about my experience so far in India. So the garbage everywhere, it's a cultural thing. It relates to the fact that either A, the physical world is a momentary thing. It's a very transitory thing for many of the religions here. I guess Hinduism or Brahmanism or whatnot. Now that we are here now is very transitory. The ultimate goal is to get into the spirit world. Then therefore, treating this world like trash that's what it literally is. It's just everything's your trash bin. As well, I think the trash everywhere could be associated with the class system. So anybody picking up trash, it has to do with being of lower class. I believe I read that from this guy called the Ugly Indian, who's this guy who puts on a mask and tries to encourage Indians to clean up their society. There is literally garbage everywhere. The second thing is the honking of the horns. So I interpret it as basically like bats. When bats signal, they send out a sonar signal. And this allows other vehicles in the area to know that you're around them, you're passing them, you're pulling over, stuff like this. And the one honk just indicates, look, there's somebody around you. Keep in mind that he's about to do something, so be ready for that. And the last thing, the cows, that's a really cool thing. I really enjoy that whole thing. There's actually cows here. We'll walk over, and you can see they're a religious animal here. And they literally just walk around like normal society. This is probably a religious thing. So the Muslims, they eat pretty much the cattle, and this obviously upsets the Hindus once in a while. But other than that, here you go. Here's the cows. And when you go to McDonald's, you actually get chicken. So chicken is the main course of food here. KFC is obviously very, very big in India, or at least in Bangalore and Mysore so far. So here's a lovely cow just eating away, enjoying his meal. And there's a bunch of other cows. So literally these cows have complete free reign to run around anywhere they want. And they end up on the street later. To injure or to do anything bad to these cows is a really bad thing, especially if you are around somebody who's religious. The one thing I do like about India is that the food here is amazing. The food in India is actually quite good. I really enjoyed the food. The food is spicy. Every time I eat the spicy food, it sits in the stomach and it kind of burns. Sometimes you'll experience bloating. The majority of the food here does have dairy product as well, so I'm lactose intolerant, so that's another unfortunate thing. Despite the fact that you have all these vegetarian restaurants, they're not vegan, so therefore they have milk, which doesn't go down for me. Other than that, India, quite the experience. I saw a leper, so somebody who has leprosy on the street. I saw a little boy playing with his own poop. I guess he just took a poop on the street. Yeah, then he started to poke around in it. Trafficking is pretty intense here. The pollution is unreal. You literally see the black smoke coming out of the buses and the cars and the motorbikes. And my buddy and I, we rented a scooter, so we're basically breathing it in. But of course, I have a mask, like a breathing mask from all of my travels, but still that doesn't quite filter out everything in itself. Lots of temples here, just like in Europe, you get a lot of churches. So their equivalent of churches here is a temple, and they're absolutely everywhere. And the traffic here can get pretty bad, but of course, if you have a scooter, it's a lot of fun because you get to ride around in and out of everything. And the people, they know I'm a foreigner, and because I'm white, the locals, they love to get a photo. They're like, selfie. They come up to you and they're like, let's get a selfie together. My buddy and I, we started off in Bengaluru. So Bengaluru was literally just like this organically grown city. There wasn't very much historical elements to it. It's just literally just city everywhere. The majority of the streets themselves are either broken or somehow under construction in some way or another. Went to a Ramadan festival, which had some meat. I love tandoori chicken and I love mango curry chicken. I love those kind of foods. Very interesting tastes to them. And then from Bengaluru, we ended up here in Mysore, Mysore. My friend, he's learning a little bit of the language here in the south of India, which is called Kannada, which is actually the same, like it sounds very similar to the country that I'm from, Canada. After this, we're going to go to the further south of India into an area called Kerala, which is more nature. My friend really wants to go see some nature. And then after that, I will probably head up to Delhi, definitely go to Agra, which is the home of the Taj Mahal. And from what I've read, it's going to be very, very packed. So I'll make sure to make a documentary about that. And other than that, I'm excited. India definitely is a culture shock if you've never been to Southeast Asia or like a developing nation. Oh, and one more thing, getting a SIM card here at the moment is a huge bureaucratic mess. Basically, if you're a tourist, one of the only ways to get it is to either get one at the airport. It has to be at the New Delhi airport or one of the major airports. And unfortunately, I did not get that. And the other place to get it is you have to get hookups from like an Indian friend who actually lives here who has a permanent address. So when I went to one of these telecom companies, they literally said, look, all we need is a permanent address so we can verify. You can even literally just bring in a screenshot of the ID and we'll accept it. And unfortunately, I didn't have anything like that. So we're traveling around here using pre-downloaded GPS on the Android phone as well as the Windows phone and using a scooter at the moment just to verify where we are and preloading where exactly we're going to go. Here's another cow friend going with his family friends. And as I said, the cows here very much just chilling. The humans just live with them side by side. And one thing you'll notice is that they actually put a hole through the cow's nose. And then once in a while, they'll actually disfigure the horns of the cow as well. So that's the thing here. Anyways, that was a long video. Hope you enjoyed that. I hope I educated you just a little bit. And I will see you in the next video, which might be the next 1 or 2 cities from now. All right, what up? It's Leo here coming in from the Taj Mahal, as you can see clearly behind me, which is in the city of Agra, near New Delhi. It took me about 5 hours by train to get here. And even though someone told me it's going to only take about 2.5 hours, it actually took me 5 hours. And I arrived at around 1:30 a.m., around 2 a.m. actually, had about 3 hours of sleep and then headed towards the Taj Mahal because everyone said that it would be really, really busy, really packed. And strangely enough, it's not actually that packed right now. I guess because it's a Monday and it's a little bit overcast. But nonetheless, let's describe our experience so far in India because I'm actually flying out of here in just a few days. So far, we started off in the city of Bengaluru. We went south towards the city of Mysore. Mysore had a cool palace. And then from there, we went to Wayanad, which during monsoon season, so it was like in the jungle. During intensive rain, we went for like a good 2-hour walk in really intensive rain until eventually a couple Indian guys picked us up. And then as they started to drive, I guess in India, road regulations and speed regulations are not a thing. So they drove really fast. It's a lot of fun. It's like a roller coaster. It feels really dangerous because you're basically driving on cliffs really, really fast. From there, we took a train to the city of Kochi. Now, the train was a really cool experience because the doors are pretty much wide open. You can pretty much hop out as the train is moving, no problem. Or if someone pushes you out, you are falling out of the train. But the view from the train was amazing as well because you're pretty much traveling through like the wetlands / the jungle and a little bit of the city. So it's actually quite beautiful, the train ride. I highly recommend taking the train, but if you can afford a little bit more cash and you have the opportunity, take like a first class seat so you don't get stuck in a crowded train like I did coming here to Agra. And then finally we reached Kochi. Kochi was this city that was colonized by the Portuguese a long time ago, almost 500 years ago actually. It has a very Portuguese architecture to it, to the roofs and stuff. It's not very well kept. It's pretty much falling apart, but nonetheless, tons of Portuguese churches, and if you're fascinated with that kind of history, it's quite nice to see the city. Outside of the old area, I found it was just like any other typical small Indian city, even though Kochi is quite big. Stick to the old town, you'll do well there. It looks really nice, really beautiful. Bye. Bye. Mwah. And then from there, I took a flight from Kochi to New Delhi and arrived in New Delhi, walked around only for 1 day so far, but it's really hot. It's really, really, really humid. So you are literally just sweating in every orifice that you have, and it is hot, so wear some shorts. During monsoon season, it does rain a little bit. I was walking around with my camera, basically just dangling from my chest, so there was no issues as far as safety was concerned. But of course, if you're a female, you know, have due diligence, go with your friends just to be safe. And we went to the Parliament's little area where they have all these fancy buildings. Now we're here in the Taj Mahal, gonna head back to New Delhi later, and then that'll be it for India. So my thoughts of India so far. Last time I left you off, I described that Bangalore was very, very dirty. It was kind of overloading of garbage, and it was the first instance of a major city in India, so there's lots of honking, very noisy. India is a developing nation, so I believe they're going to overcome these issues in the future, like poverty, pollution, cleanliness, and all this other stuff. But unfortunately, they don't have that opportunity at the moment. They're in the works. But the food is delicious. There's a tomato soup that I absolutely love in India. When I come back afterwards from Agra, from this Taj Mahal that I am here, I will go walk around New Delhi for a few more days, I think 2 or 3 more days, and then we will be out of here. New Delhi and Delhi definitely have a lot of these really cool, really ancient monuments. There's like an astronomical thing that they built to calculate the altitude of the sun. So there's like this astronomy thing, lots of temples, lots of very interesting architecture. So it's definitely worth checking out. But of course, Delhi is quite busy. The honking is obnoxiously annoying. It's even more annoying than in Bangalore, because in Delhi, they're actually like holding onto the horn for 3, 4, 5 seconds at a time. Nonetheless, India, quite the experience. I definitely wouldn't live here for too long because I guess as a Westerner, I'm adjusted to certain comforts. And it's also quite crowded. India is overwhelmingly crowded. If you really want to see how crowded it is, just go into the train station, I guess during any particular hour, and you just see the local people, they cram into the train almost like Japan, actually probably the same as Japan, but they're stuck on the train for hours, I guess just standing in some cases. So nonetheless, Leo here, I will conclude this video. Check out India nonetheless, it's the cradle of life. Okay, lots of really cool temples. There's a lot of really old things to see. And the food here is delicious, but it's spicy as hell. It is really, really, really spicy. So I will see you in the next video. Salute. And I am so tired. There's my eyes. Super sleepy.